Hello all, welcome back. In this video, I'll actually present a web applications I've created, which is kind of a miniature Wikipedia, if you will. So, without any further ado, let's get right into it.
Here's my homepage. There are a few titles or entries already prepared. Each title or each entry is clickable and it will render a page that displays the contents of that particular encyclopedia entry. As you can notice in the URL, we are redirected to Wiki/Django, whatever the title is. So, instead of clicking on those links to reach a particular entry page, you know what? We can manually type the path wiki/css to reach any of the entry page available in these web applications. Then what if we specify in the URL a title which doesn't exist? So let me type something arbitrary, and now we are redirected to an error page. Alright, let's take a look at how searching in this web application works. Let me type in CS and click, and now we are taken to a search result page that displays a list of all encyclopedia entries available, which begins with the word CS. Of course, clicking on any of those links will lead us to its related page. Okay, let's test it in another way. Let me type a title which doesn't actually exist in this web application, and as you see, there's no result that matches our query. Well, let's test it one last time. What if the query exactly matches the name of an entry like Python? And now we are directly taken to that entry page instead of the results page. Alright, let's create a new entry page by ourselves. One thing to notice here is that the pages of these encyclopedia entries in these web applications are written using a markup language called Markdown for convenience sake. Bearing that in mind, let's click on this link. In this text area, we have to type everything we want to render on a page, albeit using Markdown language. So let me create an entry about Lionel Messi. Now I've pasted the text I've copied earlier, and as it turns out, Markdown language uses hashtags to vary the font size, and these stars are just fancy syntax to decorate the text, and this is a way of creating a hyperlink in Markdown language. Now let's give it a name or title, Messi, and create. Now as you see, the text that looks somehow cryptic or ugly, if you will, now turn into beautiful text. Well, what if I add a new entry page with a title that already exists? You already know that the title Python does already exist, and let me create, and now we are shown an error message saying that the title already exists, please enter another title. Needless to say, it is imperative that both fields be filled in order to create an entry page. So now I didn't type anything in the title, and now it's shown that please fill in this field. So let me just type something, Leo. Now we create this. Alright, let's try editing an entry page. Here's a button to edit. Now as you see, the text area is pre-populated with the existing Markdown content of the page. Now, you know what, let me add dynamically, which is good, and save it. Now you see, it indeed works well. Okay, let's try out one final feature, which is rendering a random entry page. Now I click on the random page, and a random page is shown. Now we are getting to see that they are completely random.
Well, that's it. Of course, this won't be one of the most beautiful websites you have ever seen because I didn't pay much attention on CSS in this project, and what I'm just focusing on is the concepts of the Django framework. So I hope you understand this. I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. My name is Jaradu, and this is CS50.